Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm decluttering this month, and it's been a little while since I put out one of these videos, mostly because I decluttered something around 500 items a few months back, but with Christmas being over and with just kind of the new year in mind, I wanted to just kind of reevaluate some of the items in my life, make sure that I wasn't holding on to anything that I didn't love, use, or had expired, as we'll get to eventually. So that's exactly what I did, and I'm super excited to share with you everything that I decluttered this month. Before we get into it though, my name is Ashlynne if we don't know each other yet, and I make videos twice a week on this channel about minimalism and intentional living. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Now the first item I'm going to be decluttering this month is this Florida kind of dad hat. And this was given to Christopher by his parents. Christopher didn't want it, and I thought it was interesting and I wanted to kind of try it out. I gave it about a season and I think only wore it once in that period of time. So I'm pretty sure that I'm probably not going to be wanting to wear this too much going into the future. So for that reason, I'm going to be decluttering this guy. It was just one of those items that was free. I tried out and didn't get enough use out of to justify keeping it. And I don't have this love feeling that makes me want to hold on to it either. Okay, next up I have this really beautiful infinity scarf. It's a kind of knit material around kind of a cranberry color. It's very nice. The reason I always kept this one is because I loved the way that it looked on me, the color, everything like that. But that being said, with this particular one, it kind of like loops too low for me. So you've just kind of got this like, I don't know, gap between the neck and like where it ends up falling, which I guess is great stylistically, but if you're actually looking at it as a warmth thing, then it doesn't really serve the purpose that I'm looking for it to because of those kind of design, I don't know, issues that I have with it. I have a good feeling that it's not something that I would use much in my wardrobe going forward. As beautiful as the color is, because I do want to say, like, you know, it's gorgeous. I would totally wear it. But it's just kind of if it wasn't an infinity scarf, if it sat a little bit higher and actually kept my neck warm, those kind of functional purposes of it, I think are what's lacking in it. Okay, and I have one more scarf, and the reason I'm getting this one is honestly just because I have worn it out. It is this really fun pink scarf that is honestly at this point full of pills that basically rip the fabric if you tried to get them out. I've tried taking my fabric shaver to it and ended up just kind of ripping it a little bit. And so yeah, this guy has like seam tears in it. It's got pills all over. The color is actually just kind of like getting a little bit weird from what it once was in certain spots. Probably I've spilled on it at different points, but it's definitely not the scarf that it once was when I initially got it. I've had this guy for I think like 5 years now. So this has been my favorite scarf for a long time. I've loved it. I've used it so much, but I think it's kind of on its last legs, and so for those reasons I'm going to go ahead and retire this scarf. It served me really well, but I think it's time to declutter it, and I'll of course be recycling the fabric. And then I have a couple of pieces of clothing more on the loungewear and kind of like practical clothing side. First up, I've got this pair of green pants, and I picked these up from a friend who was decluttering her own closet, and I love the way they look. They're this like J. Crew khaki pant. Unfortunately, they're at least 2 sizes big on me, and so I can't wear them without them literally falling down on me. They aren't that flattering, and Christopher doesn't really like how they look, and I can agree with him on the fact that they definitely aren't the best looking pair of pants on me. So I would love to get something like this in the size that actually fit me, but the issue with buying someone's clothes when you haven't had the chance to try it on is there's always that chance it won't fit, and that has been the case with these guys. So really nice pants, but too big for me, so I'm going to be decluttering them for that reason. Okay, and then next up I have 2 shirts from fall retreats that we've been on. The first one is just kind of this blue one that I was using for quite a while as a workout shirt, but I have a couple of others that I prefer to this one, so I'm going to be going ahead and decluttering this one, as well as this guy, which is just a gray hoodie shirt. Once again, it was from another fall retreat, but I've just kind of had these in my loungewear for quite a while now, and I've just come to realize that there are other items that I prefer for loungewear or activewear. These ones are kind of like that in between where it's like they're kind of comfortable, they're kind of practical, but aren't really either, and I think I'd rather keep ones that really spark joy for me rather than, although I love the colors of these guys, they just aren't quite as practical as I would hope they would be. Next up we have a home item. I am going to be decluttering this. It's a pillowcase cover, and I don't think you can really see it from this angle. Maybe you can. The like bluish color that you see in this is literally just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tiny pills in the fabric. And I have tried using a fabric shaver, using a couple of different methods to get rid of these pills, but they just weren't going anywhere. And over time it's just gotten like worse and consistently more ragged looking. So I finally decided to declutter this guy and replace my throw pillows with new pillowcase covers, which I think is going to be the best option. And I'm going to be retiring this guy, which has honestly seen better days. I think I got it initially at a thrift store or a garage sale for like $1, so it's definitely served me for more than $1 worth of purpose, but time to get rid of it. Okay, next up I've just got a lovely picture frame that I don't have any pictures for to put into it. I was given this sometime, I'm not really sure. I just found it as I was kind of reorganizing our closet, found this and realized I haven't used it. I had forgotten I owned it, so I'm going to be decluttering this guy. Next up, I have a laptop case that I never really use. It doesn't fit my laptop super well, and I hate the material that it's made of. It just like, touching it makes my like, I don't know, it's like if you could put the feeling of a fabric as like the nails on a blackboard sound, like that's what this is to me. So I'm going to be going ahead and decluttering this one, probably putting it in a thrift store where hopefully somebody will be able to use and really enjoy it. Hopefully somebody likes that material, because I'm not a huge fan. I have a gluten-free cookbook also that I'm going to be decluttering. Honestly, just because I haven't touched it, looks like there are some interesting recipes in here, but I'm also a very visual person and this thing has 0 pictures, so it's really hard for me to see, I guess to visualize what I'm making and what looks good to me if I can't see a picture of it. And to be honest, I just haven't used it despite owning it for several months now. So I'm going to be decluttering this one. Maybe I'll see if I have a gluten-free friend who would be interested in borrowing it or taking it from me. Next up, we have a couple of expired medications. This is an aspirin, and this is kind of like a combination of different pills, like headache relief, pain relief, whatever else. And both of these have expired. We were given by both of our parents headache medication, so we have several containers of headache medication, and I keep trying to find somebody who I can give it to. Haven't found someone yet, but hopefully we'll be lowering the amounts that we have of those. But these guys have expired, so I do definitely want to declutter these. We only used like a quarter of this one, so I feel pretty bad about that, but what can you do? They expired, so we're going to be going ahead and getting rid of those. And then I have a couple of food products also that have expired. I really do try to make sure that I don't let food expire in my kitchen, but occasionally that does happen. So I've got some miso soup broth and rice noodles that I'm going to be decluttering. I guess honestly I just didn't make as much Asian food this year as I was originally planning on. I guess I made like a lot of Korean beef lettuce wraps and not too much of everything else. So unfortunately I didn't get to use those as much as I would have liked to, and I'm going to be decluttering them just since they've expired by more than a couple of months. And that's everything that I/Christopher decluttered this month, but there were a few specific items that Christopher himself decluttered, and I figured I would share this quickly with you. First off, he had a pair of old running shoes. We're going to be recycling these shoes because they are not in good condition, but kind of really glad that he's been able to, he replaced a couple older pairs of shoes, and I think it's really nice that he's able to go ahead and declutter some of the shoes that he'd kind of been holding on to for a while. The other pair were these kind of black dress shoes with this nice little square toe. I think he'd had these since he was in like middle school, so it was probably time that he got rid of them, especially since he got a new pair of dress shoes a couple years back that he's been wearing a lot more frequently. And then the last item is this pair of black boots. I think these are from Levi's. Christopher definitely wore these out though. The zippers are kind of coming undone. Seams are coming out, like they're just kind of falling apart a little bit all over the place because he loved these shoes, but we were able to get him a new pair. I gave him a new pair of boots over Christmas to replace these guys because I knew they were wearing out. So once again, we can go ahead and recycle these guys after this. Well guys, that's everything I'm going to be decluttering from my life this month. I always love the feeling of being able to kind of dive into the back of my closet, discover items I didn't know I had, and really just kind of let those go, take them out of my life. Same thing with my closet. I thought it was really refreshing to my closet to be able to just take out a couple of items that I hadn't been wearing or that really were just kind of at the end of their life. I hope this helped inspire you though to get started with your decluttering. Tell me in the comments below if you've decluttered anything as a result of this video or just in general in the past month or so. I would love to hear what you decluttered, so let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, remember to subscribe below for more minimalism and intentional living videos twice a week. And I love you guys all so much. Give this video a like, a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!